All right, are you ready for some of your legal questions to be answered? We have the man to help us. I'm talking Fox 26 Senior Legal Analyst Chris Tritico. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're always so helpful, and I feel like a lot of questions today are going to help a lot of people.
I think so.
Not just these particular viewers, because these things happen all the time. All right, we're going to begin with a question coming in from Giovanna, who writes, I have a 2017 vehicle that underwent a manufacturer engine recall. The recall process took 8 months to complete. My vehicle was at the dealership that entire time. 2 weeks later, I had to have the vehicle towed back for a new issue. I was told this was a separate issue that would cost me over $1,000. I spoke to the dealership to see if they could help, and they told me they would discount a few $100s. I feel that I should not be responsible for this as a customer because my vehicle sat at the dealership lot for months. What advice can you give me?
Well, Giovanna, here's my view of this. If the new problem is a result of the vehicle sitting at the dealership for 8 months, then the dealership should be responsible, or the manufacturer should be responsible for repairing the vehicle. If you can't prove that the new issue is a result of it sitting idle for 8 months, then you're going to be responsible for that. That's the long and the short of the whole thing. So have someone look at the vehicle, find out diagnose the problem, and see if you can prove that it's a result of it sitting there. Then I think you can force the dealership to repair it for free. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Chris. Next one coming in from Martha, who writes, in January, I rented a carpet cleaner from a supermarket. While cleaning the carpet, the machine made a loud noise, released smoke, and burned my carpet. I took the machine back to the store. They reimbursed me for the rental, but said I need to contact the manufacturer to reimburse my carpet. The manufacturer sent me to another company, told me it will be 6 to 8 weeks or longer just to respond because they need to pick up the machine and examine it. Is there anything I can do to speed up this process?
Well, Martha, I don't know that you want to speed up the process because you want them to prepare your carpet and you want them to have time to look at the machine and figure out what the problem is so that they will then be able to say, here, we're going to fix your carpet. If you speed it up, then the answer is likely to be, we're not going to fix your carpet because we don't know what's wrong and we can't say that it was our machine that caused the problem here. Let them take the time, diagnose the problem, and then they're going to say, we're going to fix your carpet. If at the end of the day they say it's not our problem, you can then go back and sue all three of these companies for the cost of your carpet. Get an estimate to repair your carpet, and it's likely going to be to replace the entire carpet because you can't patch a carpet. So get an estimate to replace the entire carpet, and know what it's going to cost you to replace that entire carpet when they call you back. Good luck.
Having to wait several months would be frustrating, though. Right. I guess it's time for a nice rug to hide it until she can get the help.
That's right.
There you go. All right. Final question coming in from Chandra, who writes, my boss reserved a restaurant for her wedding reception in Destin, Florida. She paid in full the same day. They were just opening, so they didn't have a contract yet. My boss snapped a picture of the information the associate wrote on the calendar reserving the date. A few weeks ago, the caterer called to see how to set up and told her that they had booked the place to someone else. Initially, they told my boss they would move those people outside because it was going to be very loud, as it was a karaoke contest. Now they have canceled her because that event is so big it cannot be outside. She is now scurrying to find a place for her wedding reception that is less than a month away. What kind of legal action can she take against the restaurant?
Okay, Chandra, I don't practice law in foreign countries like Florida,
so
this is going to be absolutely general legal advice. But every state has different laws on breach of contract, and that's what this is a breach of contract. And every state should have the same law as Texas on oral contracts. And so I'm going to assume that Florida has the same law as Texas, that an oral contract is just as binding as a written contract. And so she has a breach of contract cause of action here against the restaurant, that they've had a contract, she paid for the service, and then they breached it. So she can file suit against that restaurant for breaching her contract. Her damages are the amount of money that she lost out for having to move her this reception to a new place. Contact a lawyer in Destin, Florida, to work on it, to help you with this, so that they can know the law of the state of Florida. You'll get your actual damages and your attorney's fees. And your actual damages is going to be what it takes you to move. All right? Good luck.
And you know, booking it at the last second is going to cost a lot more money. Is there any way to get money for how much it's going to cost when you weren't expecting that?
So that would depend on the law of the state of Florida.
Okay.
And so probably you'll get those extra money because that's the measure of damages. But that would depend on Florida.
All right, good info to know.
Right.
I hope they get help. That's stressful. Well, if you want to send us your legal questions, please head to our website. It's fox26houston.com. We have all of Chris's segments under the morning news tab. And as always, for specific info and advice, always a good idea to contact an attorney of your choice. Thanks again, Chris. Have a beautiful day.